A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to News at 12, coming to you live on Politics and Business Television Abuja. Many thanks for joining us on the program at this time. On today's headlines, we have no vacancy comment, Arewa Consultative Forum and Atiku Abubakar and others lampoon presidency over 2027 poll. The All Progressive Congress reacts as Atiku's spokesman accuses presidency of using Wike to destroy the People's Democratic Party, which is the PDP. And on the 2025 budget, Senate threatens zero allocation to ministries, departments and agencies over non-appearance. Details coming up after a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you once again for joining us on today's news analysis, coming to you live on Politics and Business TV Abuja. My name is Amina Idris. Now the news in full. The Arewa Consultative Forum, the 2023 presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and other stakeholders attacked the presidency for stating that President Bola Tinubu would stay in power to 2031. Instead of obsessing over the 2027 election, the ACF admonished the Tinubu administration to focus on delivering good governance to Nigerians. The secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, stirred the honest nest on Sunday when he urged northern political leaders preparing to run for the 2027 presidency to put aside their ambitions and wait until 2031 when President Tinubu would have ended his second term. However, responding to Akume's statement, the ACF National Publicity Secretary, Professor Tukur Mohammed Baba, in an interview with journalists in Kaduna on Monday, stated that it was too early to start debating the 2027 presidency. Mohammed Baba emphasized that the ACF won't take a partisan stance on who should be voted for or against, noting that its primary concern was the well-being of the electorates. And similarly, the camp of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has accused the ruling All Progressive Congress and the presidency of using the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to destabilize and to weaken the People's Democratic Party. Atiku's media aide Paul Ibe made the allegation claiming that the APC has turned the PDP into a playground to escalate its internal crisis and extend its understanding to other opposition parties, using the former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike as its man for the job. Reacting in an exclusive interview, the National Publicity Director of APC, Bala Ibrahim, queried the rationale behind deploying Wike to wreck a party that is already in turmoil. Ibrahim also emphasized that the FCT minister is not a card-carrying member of the ruling party and therefore couldn't have been used to destroy a party he still belongs to. And now the Senate has threatened ministries, departments, agencies and of the federal government with zero allocation in the 2025 fiscal year if they fail to appear before it scrutinizes records of expenditures made from 2024 appropriations. It also took a swipe at discrepancies in Nigeria's revenue generation and expenditure tracking and called for improved synergy between the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation and the legislative body. Senators raised these and others yesterday during an investigative hearing by the Senate Committee on Finance led by Senator Sani Musa that focused on the remittance of internally generated revenue, fiscal accountability, and the overall state of the country's financial management system. Members of the committee who spoke during the session with the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Madain, and her team flared the level of discrepancies observed in the record books of some of the agencies, In his opening remarks, Senator Musa emphasized the importance of inconsistencies across government agencies, stating that these issues undermined transparency and accountability in governance. Specifically, he warned that any agency that fails to appear before the committee risks zero allocation for 2025 fiscal year. This is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV. Still to come, Vice President Kashim Shettima slams Kemi Badenoch for denigrating Nigeria. Details of these headlines and more news content after a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's good to know you're still with us, and this is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV Abuja. Moving on, the Vice President Kashim Shettima has criticized the newly elected UK Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch for making disparaging remarks about Nigeria. Speaking at the 10th annual migration dialogue at the State House in Abuja on Monday, Shettima emphasized that migrants are a vital source of life in all societies. He said Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the British Labour or Conservative Party, Nigeria is proud of her in spite of her efforts at denigrating her nation of origin. 1 out of every 3-4 black men is a Nigerian, and by 2050, Nigeria, who supports the United States, will be the 3rd most populous nation on earth. In 2022, Badenoch faced criticisms for remarks describing her experiences growing up in Nigeria, citing corruption, unfulfilled promises, and poverty. According to Badenoch, her experiences in Nigeria were that of poverty and broken dream, but in the United States, she sees a country where hard work and honest endeavor can take you anywhere. And now the Lagos State government has urged residents to exercise caution when purchasing goods following the discovery of expired products in circulation. This warning comes as the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency prepares to prosecute the owner of Blessed Happy Home Superstore in Festac, Amuwo, Odofin local government area for endangering public health by selling expired items. The superstore located on 6th Avenue, 13th Road, Festac Town, was recently sealed for breaching health and safety regulations. According to the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, the state government is determined to ensure accountability with prosecution intended to serve as a deterrent to others. During a recent operation, Las Copa officials discovered several expired items on the supermarket shelves, including baby milk, beverages, body creams, and perfumes. The store's manager initially resisted enforcement officers, but legal action followed, resulting in a bench warrant for the owner. The general manager of Las Copa, Mr. Afolabi Sholebo, revealed that the owner has failed to respond to multiple summonses and is scheduled to appear before the magistrate's court at the Lagos Task Force headquarters in Bolade Oshodi on Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. And now let's take a few breaks to review the tax reform today. The Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission has vehemently opposed President Bola Tinubu's controversial tax reform bills currently under consideration by the National Assembly, citing potential violations of the Constitution. In a 9-page memorandum signed by its chairman, Mohammed Bello Shehu, RMAFC detailed various legal, constitutional and technical objections to the proposed legislation. The Commission emphasized that Section 162 Act 2 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, exclusively empowers it to determine an equitable revenue sharing formula among the 3 tiers of government, guided by principles of fairness and justice. He stated that the proposed bills will significantly bolster the Commission's efforts and the nation's capacity for domestic revenue mobilization. The Commission therefore expresses its full support for the proposed legislation and is confident it will serve as a pivotal step toward elevating Nigeria's revenue generation and financing sustainable development. However, the lingering debate over derivation in value-added tax allocation has raised significant concerns, sparking heated arguments among stakeholders. Shehu emphasized RMAFC's critical role in Nigeria's fiscal framework, ensuring equitable revenue sharing among the three tiers of government, and outlined the several key recommendations. And to resolve the VAT sharing controversy, the RMAFC proposed adopting a formula it develops to reflect VAT's nature as a consumption tax, ensuring equitable distribution based on consumption patterns while supporting economically weaker states. Additionally, it's recommended implementing electronic invoicing and transaction monitoring to trace VAT collections to end-user allocations, amending laws to clarify derivation rules for interstate transactions, and fostering collaboration among federal, state, and local governments to achieve consensus on its proposed formula. The Commission cautioned that the proposed tax reform bills could undermine national unity and constitutional harmony. Still watching news analysis live on Politics and Business TV Abuja. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, in a bid for Nigerians to stop blaming policemen over the injustice pervading the country, has come out to declare that the Nigeria justice system is weak, sick, and needs a complete overhaul. Barrister Dr. Salif Buri Zigau will be joining us after a quick break to drive us through the controversies surrounding this topic. Stay with us. Police, Kayode Egbetakun, on Thursday said the criminal justice system in Nigeria is weak, sick, and needs a complete overhaul. The IGP explained that, like a sick person who seeks medical help from a doctor, the national's criminal justice system also needs to be revived. Speaking at the 2024 Annual Lecture Award ceremony organized by the Crime Reporters Association of Nigeria, Egbetakun said police is not the only pillar or stakeholder in the criminal justice system. In this country, we have challenges we accept, but we will try our best to make sure we have a system, a better system. The IGP was represented at the event by the first Public Relations Officer, ACP Muyiwa Adejobi. Also speaking, the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, SAN, opined that corruption remains one of the most persistent challenges affecting all sectors and institutions of the Nigerian society, undermining policy decision-making. According to Aliyu, the Justice System Administration faces institutional funding, infrastructural, human resources, and socio-cultural challenges. Joining us to discuss today's topic is Barrister Dr. Salisu Zigaru. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you for joining us. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you for joining us. Afternoon to you, sir, and thank you for joining us on today's program. Are you with us, sir? Thank you for joining us, sir. So I'll begin by asking, just how true is the statement by coming from the IG that the justice system is weak, sick, and needs help? I think his audio is off. The man's audio is off. with us, sir. Please, can you turn on your audio, sir? Hello, sir. So just how much is the statement coming from the IG that the system is weak and is sick and needs help? Just how true is this statement?
Hello?
Okay, welcome, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience. So, as I was saying, I said just how true is a statement coming from the IG that the justice system of Nigeria is weak, sick, and need help? Just how true is the statement?
Yes, thank you, viewers. The statement was made on Thursday by the IGF. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're with you, sir.
Yes. Can I off the camera because I'm using through my phone, not through the Zoom now.
Okay, sir, no problem.
I'm talking through my phone, not through the Zoom meeting. Yes, so, but can you hear me now?
Yes, we're with you.
Yeah, the statement made by the IG representative, the post PRO on Thursday during the crime reporters,
yes,
that the Nigerian judicial, the criminal system is sick and weak This statement has been seen by a lot of professionals. I think it was not the IG of police that made that statement. A lot of scholars, senior lawyers, Nigerian Bar Association, they made that similar statement before, that the criminal justice system in Nigeria needs a reform. When he said reform, he said it in a different way. When he said overhaul or he says seek, to my own understanding, he is calling for a reform. He's not challenging the authority or the weakness or the structure of the federal government like a lot of other people assume it to be. To my own understanding, what the IG, Inspector General of Police, is saying, when you say network, Nigerian criminal system, you are referring about is a network of organizations and institutions that are responsible for the administration, maintaining of law and order in Nigeria. So, by definition, these institutions or agencies, it involves police, judiciary, and correctional institution, which is Nigerian prison. Police, they are involved. When he said that, he's not directly only or referring to the judiciary when he's talking about criminal justice system. The institution involves police in itself. So I don't see there's no, it doesn't make a difference because the police, the number one officer of the police says the police system or police institution is sick or is weak, or judiciary system is weak and sick, or Nigerian Correctional Center is weak. There is the same thing. He is saying it in a different way. By this, by implication, police institution or agencies are responsible for criminal investigation, prosecutions, and that's the major responsibility
of the
police as an institution.
Okay.
Yes, everybody knows the problem of police officers in Nigeria or police institutions. Lack of funding is there, corruption is there, inadequate funding is there, and several other problems are there in the police. So I see now when the police officers say that it is sick, I see it's not something different. If you look at the salary structures of police officers, it's something that needs reforms.
Okay, so judging from...
If you look at the...
Okay, so judging from what you just said and what you've been saying so far, you say this statement has not just come from the IG of police. It's what everybody has been saying. So are you trying to say that it's a validation of the rot in our justice system?
Yes, what he said is true. What the point that I'm making, so many scholars, lawyers made that statement before the IG. So this one is not real. The statement doesn't make difference from what other scholars and senior lawyers and the Nigerian Bar Association said it before. It's something that everybody, right-thinking citizen in this country, everybody knows. When he said, like I said in the preliminary analysis, I said that when he said that criminal justice involves three institutions. It involves police officers, Nigerian judiciary, and correctional center, that's prison center. So what is wrong with it? Just because the Inspector General of Police said that this institution is sick. Everybody knows that when he says sick, to my own understanding, sickness in terms of corruption, sickness in terms of inadequate funding, sickness in terms of welfare.
Okay.
Police welfare, everybody knows the police welfare needs serious attention. Several bills are being passed, even in the National Assembly, that police officers' welfare are in bad shape. So the same thing when you come to judiciary. When you come to judiciary institution, problems judiciary is very glaring. Any somebody that is not in Nigeria, unless if you are in a different planet, there's a serious problem in judiciary. Even welfare, when you say problems judiciary, corruption is there too. inadequate funding is there. In December, welfare, even the judicial officer, the judges too, their welfare too is very poor. So when the IG General of Police say he's weak, it, to my own understanding, is something that needs attention. It's something that needs intervention, immediate intervention by the federal government or by the authority. So that's it. Like I said, the third institution is correctional center. It's part of this judicial system.
So how did the justice system?
They are managing or rehabilitating the criminals. When criminal is being investigated or arrested by the police, they hand them over to the judiciary. The judiciary, they will just interpret the law and just sentence the culprit. And then when he's being sentenced, where do you take him to? He's taken to the correctional center, which is prison. Prison, they are the ones that are they manage the culprit. They train him, they rehabilitate him. So if you look at the problems, the prison center too, they have their own problem, which need reform, which that institution is sick. If you look at the structure of the Nigerian prison services in Nigeria, most of the structures building are built during the olden days. They are being built by colonial masters.
Okay.
Most of the Nigerian prison, except the few ones.
How did the justice system get to this stage? How did we get to this stage? Because now the corruption since ages have not been tackled. That is evident in the actions and activities of Nigerians. How did we get to this stage?
How do you get myself into this system? It's a gradual process. It doesn't happen or it doesn't occur in a day. It's a gradual process. Because like I said in my own analysis, inadequate funding is, if you look at, take for instance, for the correctional center, do you know how much Nigerian budgeted for the feeding of the inmates? Do you know how much? If you just take you the alert, I don't think if they up to now considering maybe the high cost in food price of this country, the cost of feeding of the inmate has not been reviewed or fought. I don't think if it has been reviewed, because I read a report last week that the number of people that are dying as a result of hunger inside the prison, because the money that being aside or budgeted for feeding of the inmates were grossly inadequate to the extent that inmates are dying inside the prison. According to that report I read, in a daily basis, not less than 5 in one of the Nigerian prison in this country. I will not mention the prison. One of the prison warder or prison officers said that not less than 5 inmates are dead as a result of hunger in this country.
Okay. Sorry, out of curiosity, if this is happening and it's on the reports, is it not the responsibility, if these kind of things are happening and you are reading it on the reports as a barrister, is this not the responsibility of the justice system to take over from this and bring these people to book?
Listen to me, my sister. Don't confuse criminal justice system and judicial system. They are two different things. They have their own similarities and differences. You understand what I'm saying? Because the time when you just actually before granting interview, you said Nigerian judicial system. Nigerian judicial system is different from criminal justice system. They are two different things. They are similar, but they are different. When you talk about, now we are talking about the judicial system. You understand, but judicial system is the court structures, arraignment of offenders, trial, litigations, appeal, system of court, hierarchy of court, from the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, Federal High Court of Appeal, Sharia Court and customary law, state high courts. So this is a judicial system which is entirely different from the criminal justice system.
All right.
I hope you get the point. Don't
yes, exactly. So as we wrap up this program, how can we develop trust in our justice system?
How can you come back again, please?
I said, how can we develop trust in our justice system after all these ages of corruption that we've experienced in Nigeria?
The first thing that if you know the problem, if you identify the first thing to agree that there's a problem. When you accept there's a problem, then half of the problem is being solved.
Yes.
Agree first there's a problem. When you identify or agree or accept that there exists a problem, then half of your problem is being solved. Meeting has ended.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us on the program today, sir. We appreciate your presence.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your wonderful insight. And that has been Barrister Salisu Zigao, and with him we've been able to delve into the controversies surrounding the Nigeria judicial system and the Nigeria police system. Now let's connect with Alhamdulillah Lorenz for headlines on sports today.
Monday. But a verdict is not expected until... Welcome to Sports News here on PMB TV with me, Alhamdulillah Lawrence. Manchester City's long-awaited hearing into 115 breaches of Premier League rules has concluded, according to reports on Monday. But a verdict is not expected until 2025. The Daily Mail reported that closing arguments in the case, which opened on September 16 at London's International Dispute Resolution Centre, were made to an independent panel on Friday. City strongly deny any wrongdoing, but face severe sanctions if found guilty, including potentially being relegated from the Premier League. Everton and Nottingham Forest suffered point deductions last season for breaches of the league's profit and sustainability rules. The English champions stand accused of 80 breaches of financial rules between 2009 and 2018, plus a further 35 of failing to cooperate with the Premier League investigation. Since a 2008 takeover from Sheikh Mansour, a member of the United Arab Emirates royal family, City have been transformed into the dominant force in English football. They have won 8 of the last 13 Premier League titles, including a record 4 consecutive league crowns in the past 4 seasons. City also lifted the Champions League for the first time in 2023. Those achievements have been concluded in controversy, with opposing fans often making reference to the charges City face. However, the club have always protested their innocence and vowed to clear their name out of the book. West Ham stars Jared Bowen and Thomas Sussex dedicated Monday's vital 2-1 win over Wolves to Michail Antonio as their teammate recovers from a horrific car crash. Jamaica striker Antonio needed surgery on a lower limb fracture after being cut out of his Ferrari following the terrifying accident in Ipin. West Ham boss Julian Lopetegui admitted it was a miracle the 34-year-old had survived the crash. Hammers fans held a minute's applause for Antonio in the 9th minute to match his shirt number. And on the night when Antonio was never far from West Ham's thoughts, Bowen celebrated his superb 72nd minute winner by holding aloft his teammate's jersey. That meant everything. To share that moment, he is not here with us, but I'm sure he was watching, and the fans, you heard them. An emotional couple of days, Bowen said. Sussex had put West Ham ahead before Matt Doherty's equalizer, and the Czech midfielder admitted it was an emotional moment. Antonio, who had appeared in all of West Ham's Premier League games this term prior to the crash, is being monitored in a hospital after his operation. Premier League official David Cottee was sacked on Monday after referee chiefs described his position as untenable over a video making derogatory remarks about former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp. Cottee, 42, was suspended last month after the video emerged on social media in which he branded Klopp arrogant and used offensive language. Following the conclusion of a thorough investigation into David Cottee's conduct, his employment with PGMOL Professional Game Match Officials Limited has been terminated today with immediate effect. The PGMOL said in a statement, David Cody's actions were found to be in serious breach of the provisions of his employment contract, with his position deemed untenable. Supporting David Cody continues to be important to us, and we remain committed to his welfare, they said. The video appeared to refer to a match that Cody officiated between Liverpool and Burnley in July 2020, which finished in a 1-1 draw. Club criticized Cody after the match, saying the referee had been too lenient in his treatment of Burnley challenges. Cody is also the subject of UEFA disciplinary proceedings after a video emerged of him allegedly snuffing a white powder during Euro 2024. The Football Association is investigating further allegations Cody discussed betting on giving a yellow card with a fan before a match in England's second-tier championship. His final Premier League game was Liverpool's 2-0 win against Aston Villa on November 9th. To wrap up the sports news, Day 1 of the Showdown Asaba 2024 was thrilling in display and non-stop action. The highly anticipated Showdown Asaba 2024 tipped off yesterday, and the fans were treated to an unforgettable experience. All 11 teams took to the court, showcasing their skills and determination. The day was filled with exciting matchups, nail-biting finishes, and impressive displays of athleticism. The crowd was electric, cheering on their favorite teams and players. But then here are some of the highlights from Day 1. The High Flyers dominated their opponents, with Aliyu Okoro scoring a game-high 18 points, but still lost the game to Dragons. Discover pulled off a stunning performance with 16-point lead over pace setters. Impression Defense was on point, holding their opponent to 15-point lead. The action continues today with more thrilling matches and exciting basketball on display. This is the size of our news for today here on Sports News with me, Alhamdulillah Lawrence. Thank you so much for listening, and bye for now.
Wonderful headlines from Alhamdulillah Lawrence. Don't forget to tune in at a specified time for sports news. Thank you for staying through news analysis with Amina Idris. Stay tuned for more programs coming to you on these channels. Bye for now.